Hello, Diksha. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Briefly introduce yourself, Diksha.
Hello, sir. My name is DEEKSHA CHOURASIYA. I was born and brought up in Indore, Madhya Pradesh, and thereafter I pursued my graduation from Miranda House, Delhi University. After graduating from Miranda House, I've been preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination. I'm also a professional Kathak dancer, and I love to paint.
Okay. You're a dancing professional in Kathak or you do as an amateur?
No, sir. I've achieved a Visharak degree in Kathak.
Oh, very good. Where did you get the degree from?
Sir, Raja Man Singh Tomar University, Gwalior.
Okay, that's very good. So you have performed also in some organized festivals or some programs or where?
Yes, sir, at the state as well as at the national level. At the state level, I was participating in Malwa Utsav, Khajuraho dance festivals. At the national level also, I was part of national dance competition in Agra.
Can you make a comparison between Kathak dance and Mohiniyattam dance, suppose?
So first, geographically, Kathak was originated in the northern India, whereas Mohiniyattam began as a temple dance tradition in Kerala. Mohiniyattam has a lot of focus on footwork and angular movement. So their dance has more lasya aspect, whereas in Kathak, more focus is done on footwork, chakkars, and hastamudras. So it's a combination of lasya as well as other ras aspects. And lastly, sir, I think Mohiniyattam um, is majorly performed by women, whereas Kathak it is performed by men as well as in women. While they both are the classical dances of India and they both bring pride to India, but there are certain differentiating factors between them.
Mm-hmm. But how do you differentiate classical dance from other forms of dances? What is the rationale behind doing this?
So classical dance have certain unique features. Firstly, they have at least a century old dancing tradition that has been followed down by a structured classical text. So they are not just ancient, but they have also passed down through generations via Guru Shishya Parampara. And secondly, sir, the classical dances are more structured, more codified, and they do not allow so much flexibility in the rules. Whereas other folk dances and regional local dances, they allow a certain element of flexibility in it. So these are the two major differentiating factors.
But in some of the classical dances now, they have started doing fusion.
Yes, sir.
So you should be like somebody who's even a famous dancer doing a fusion. It will be something like an adulteration. So you would be disqualifying them from being called as a classical dancer. Would you say that?
So I will not qualify the hybrid form of dance as classical dance. But right now the trend of hybrid dances are increasing because through hybrid dance forms, the reach of classical dances are increasing. They are appealing more to youth as well as they are adopting to the times that are changing. However, we must not forget that classical dances have their core identity in their own practices and we should not be altering that. The hybrid dances must not be classified as classical dances. They should be seen as a different genre, which is fusion dances.
Okay. So, Kansa, could you go ahead, please?
Diksha, your subject is history, and
Yes,
and your degree is also in history.
yes, sir.
Yes, yeah. How did you like history? Why history? Because you are good in other subjects also.
Indeed, sir. History was a natural choice because I read history in school, and I thought back then as a child I thought it was very interesting to know stories about my own past and to know from where we have come. It intrigued me a lot. But in college, I chose history as a subject because of my fondness. But in college, I realized that history is much more beyond interest and stories. It shows how, as a civilization, we have evolved, and it shows how culturally and socially um, the nations develop. And I think being connected to my roots is something that I really like, and hence I chose history.
Uh, it's good. And I'm not well, nowadays, especially the young generation, what you call Gen Z and all, and they choose areas. I'm not a subjects or a area of interest. Sometimes a personal thing aim. I want to become this. I want to move in this direction. Okay. Civil service anyway. Your written exam interview is there happening. Otherwise, what was your thinking? Suppose I read history, something I will go into this area. What was anything thought or okay? Sometimes we choose a subject, we study it.
So both of them. I thought I always had in mind that I wanted to pursue civil services, and I chose history as a subject because it would have made me much more adapt to the public policy making architecture. It would have helped me understand my own nation, my own society in a better way. And even if I did not make it in civil services, I think history would have given me a very good platform to pursue other jobs as well, like public policy making or entering a think tank. History is not just a subject of the past, it helps us understand the present and plan our future as well. So I think history is ever evolving and gives us a lot of lessons that can be applied anywhere in the life.
Good. When we look at our cities or in general, we had a Swachh Bharat mission. Okay. And many other cities have their own how to clean the city because you come from Indore. Indore is the cleanest city. And as per different parameters and at the national level. But when you generally look at the cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, you name any cities, big cities, this is a solid waste management, cleanliness in society or society. That is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Personal hygiene might be there.
Yes.
Personal hygiene, excellent.
Mm.
But when you come to public places, why? What might be the reason?
So I think living in Indore, I've realized one thing, that the differentiating factor between Indore and other cities is the civic sense. The community is very aware of their surroundings, and they are not just interested, but they are encouraged to work for cleanliness of their surroundings. And this civic sense I do not find so developed in other states. For example, I have seen people carry dustbins in their own cars in Indore so that they do not litter on the road. So this shows how deeply that civic sense has developed, and this is due to multiple factors. The Swachh Bharat Index or the competition has provided that competitive spirit of making Indore there at the first level always. So there is this competitive spirit. And secondly, Indore municipal government as well as the state government has taken a lot of steps to ensure that policies are not just made, they are implemented on ground as well. So the door-to-door collection, 100% segregation, as well as zero waste model, it has been very well executed in Indore. And one of the most differentiating factor I found in Indore is that the waste that is produced in Indore every day, it is 100% processed. The wet waste is processed to make CNG, whereas the dry waste is processed and it is used in cement industries or it is recycled. So it is zero waste. Everything that is produced in Indore is productively, efficiently utilized in the economy. So this zero cycle waste model is something that other countries or other nations should also adopt.
Yeah. in recent days, we see the changing the names of the cities and some lanes and as a historian, what is your opinion? What is your comment on that? I'm not asking your opinion. What will be the comment?
So I think we have to look at the intention behind changing the name. Sometimes the intention is very rightful in place. For example, recently in Madhya Pradesh, the bus station of Indore was the name changed from a normal name to Tatya Bhil bus station, which recognized the legacy of the tribal leader Tatya Bhil. And similarly, if we are recognizing the legacy of local leaders and re reintegrating history into local vocabulary, I think it paves way for cultural integration and historical consciousness. However, if the intention is done to the legacy of merely changed the legacy of our past, then it is wrong. The changing of names must be administratively feasible, economically viable, and culturally relevant if we are doing it. And it should not be motivated by any other factors.
Agreed. What I observe is nowadays this is a fashion because even in a big cities, any metro comes, each station you want to name a person. This new government comes, they want to name something. This I don't know whether we are interested in facility or ease we are providing to citizen, or it is in the name itself. Yeah.
I understand, sir. In my personal opinion, the people, while listening or reading the name, they become more conscious of the legacy of that person or the history. So I think it is good at a certain level, but if it becomes administratively much more unfeasible, I think we should rethink the changing of names. Public welfare and public services, that should be our priority, and that should be strengthened.
Good. And coming to constitution now, how do you feel our constitution is it has enough strength to maintain the democratic values in India?
Yes, sir, indeed. I think Constitution is a living document. It has preserved democracy since the past 75 years, and it itself is a testament to the fact that Constitution is the fulcrum of our democracy, and the fact that it is constantly evolving shows how adaptive it is to the changing situations. Plus, it gives enough protections, separation of rights, as well as strong institutions that strengthen democracy at all levels. By providing constitutional institutions like Election Commission of India, providing methods of amending the constitution, and providing powerful parliament that ensures that democracy survives, and not just survives, it flourishes in India.
Yeah. Recently, we heard about Macaulay education system, whether it helped the Indian society, or it led to some distraction from our old education system. Okay. What is your view on that? Did it help us, or did it destroy our old education system?
So I think that the educational policy of the colonial government in general did not intend to develop India, but their unintended consequence was that India moved towards modernization. So while the intention was not in the right place, it did hamper the indigenous educational system of India. As Mahatma Gandhi said, it broke away the beautiful tree of our indigenous education system, the Gurukul system. While it hampered the tradition, it also sowed a new seed of modernity. it also inspired new ideas of humanism, rule of law, and rationality. So I think it had both effects. However, the largest negative effect was that it hampered the mindset of the people, and it undermined the self confidence, and it showed that Anglo-centric education is superior. And that mindset has not been changed even after independence. And which is why I think the initiatives like Panch Pran Abhiyan and the recent call of Honorable Prime Minister to decolonize our mindset, it is very much necessary. Because although we have achieved independence and we are becoming self-sufficient, we must be working towards decolonizing our mindset as well and reviving our self-confidence in our own education system.
What can you give 1 or 2, 3 point? What is our own education system?
Yes, sir. I think our education system focused on student-centric education, and it focused on vocational studies because the Gurukul system not only taught the education, not only taught academics, but it also taught the way of life and how a lifestyle should be there. So it was a holistic education system. And secondly, our universities like Nalanda, these universities focused on imbibing values and social skills in the students as well. So I think this is what differentiates Indian education. And secondly, sir, the Guru Shishya parampara that Indian education had, it made sure that students were always connected to a mentor or a peer. Right now, the education system has become a little bit detached. So I think these are the differentiating factors of our past education system.
Okay. In the present modern era, okay, when we one side we say foreign universities are welcome to set up the campuses in India, and we watch for that also. Many new campuses coming with this fifth campus, sixth campus. In this scenario, how do you look at emphasizing the old system and decolonization?
Indeed, sir. I think we have to find a very fine balance between preserving our cultural indigenous knowledge and also adopting new modern education systems. And I think we are trying to find that fine balance that keeps us attached to our roots, our tradition, our values, but also inspire us to achieve the highest excellence and academic excellence that is possible. And I think National Education Policy of 2020 does that in a rightful way. It emphasizes on value education and student-centric education, but it also inspires innovation by setting up new campuses and attracting foreign institutions in India. So I think going forward, as we move towards Viksit Bharat, our aim should be to remain rooted in our culture, but always move towards the higher educational and innovative self.
Last question. When US president and a new administration in US, they said that we will restrict H-1B visas. Okay. Then there were some reactions from the community of the student, or you can say, why did we react that? Then if we want to develop our own country education system, why did we react then?
So I think it is not just about education, it is also about employment opportunities. By having such barriers in a very connected and globalized world, it will restrict our economic opportunities and employment opportunities. So definitely we have to work upon our flaws such as brain drain, but at the same time, Indians have been contributing a lot to US economy as well. And US has been a place wherein Indian talent showcased itself at the global stage. So our education system is designed in a way that is not just serving our interest but also global interest. So yes, the barriers put on Mr. Trump through H-1B visas restricted that mobility of skills and employment, which is hampering India's interest as well.
Okay, thank you.
Diksha, you're a student of history
Yes.
and you participated in the Model United Nations competitions and you did well there, isn't it? Do you know the history of United Nations?
Yes, sir. So as far as I know, the United Nations was a continued
No.
legacy
Yes or
of.
no? Have you
Yes,
studied about the history of United Nations?
yes.
Okay. Looking at the history, the way it grew, it started, do you think United Nations is a relevant institution in today's world?
So United Nations, I personally think it is still relevant in today's nation. However, there are certain structural challenges that it has been facing. Uh, for example, the unfair veto system, the lack of representation of global south in the institutions, inadequate funding, and lack of expertise in the United Nations. So there are structural challenges that it is facing. However, we should not forget that the intention of United Nations um, was never for moving towards a peaceful world, or the intention of United Nations was not to make people experience heaven, it was to prevent hell. So the practicality in which United Nations works, it limits its functions to a certain level, and going further we must be reforming United Nations rather than rejecting United Nations. And hence India has also been vocal for the reformation in UNSC as well as the funding pattern of UN.
Okay. Let's analyze your response. What was my question and what is your response? And where do you rate it? My question was, being a student of history, you know about this beginning of the United Nations, the birth of the United Nations, and its relevance in today's situation. You talked about India, you talked about economic development, you talked about so many issues which had no direct bearing on this question, isn't it?
Yes.
Rather, my question was focusing on history, meaning thereby, when the Second World War was over, those who came out victorious, they dominated the scene, formed a body, and decided world order. That is history.
Yes.
So after so many years, the order has changed in the world, isn't it?
Yes.
Rather than focusing on that, you digress quite a lot, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it was my mistake. Yes.
So why I wanted to point out this particular thing, you are very good, very communicative, very presentable, look very confident. But you got to choose your response very carefully because you should not be straying into overconfidence. Get
Yes,
the
sir.
point?
Yes, I realize this.
So basically, listen to the question and give a specific response, very focused to that. And thereafter, if you get a counter question, you go into that. Whatever we know about a particular thing, we are not supposed to be giving it to the board. What India wants, what Global South wants, what everybody else wants. I didn't ask any of those.
Yes, sir. I understand.
So my expectation was for one, and you give me 9, not that one alone.
I
Okay.
understand.
I mean, not to. I just wanted, because seeing your responses, I just wanted to put you in this position so that you realize that's why I did it deliberately. So that you,
Yes, sir.
okay?
I will work upon it. I realize this mistake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when you talk about comparison of Kathak with Mohiniyattam or anything, then be focused. few points, very relevant. Suppose you say Kathak Dutch footwork and Mohiniyattam also Dutch footwork. So basically, that was your first point you made. If both are doing the same thing, there is not difference, isn't it?
Yes.
You realize what I'm saying?
Yes, I realize. I did not structure it well in my mind, and
you are very vocal and you are very communicative, very confident, and you know the stuff. But prioritizing your responses, you got to be little more careful.
yes,
Because when you are making a difference between the two, why is your first point similarity, not the difference? Footwork, both are doing footwork, okay, that's no difference. I didn't stop you at that because then I asked you this question just to make you realize that somewhere you got to be careful
yes,
about any of the things. I know you are very confident and you know quite a lot of stuff and you'll do definitely very well. So what you got to do in the focused areas, like your hobbies, your subject and things. Like one question I'm asking you again.
yes.
Yeah. How do you differentiate between the epic and history?
So, historians certify epics as a part of Itihas Puran, which is a mixture of myth and history. Um, whereas history is quite objective and it has one written source and written form. Whereas the myths and the Itihas epics, they have lack of evidence and objectivity in them. And so it is hard to classify them as historical text. However, there are elements of history in it, and hence people also try to find embedded history into it. So while epics are partially a part of history, the objectivity differs. Sorry, I did not give a good answer.
I think you can give better response.
Yes, I know. I think I did not give a
Don't get nervous. You are very confident. You can give better response to this.
yes.
So basically, make it very clear. Like you started very well. You started very well when you responded, but towards the end, why did you have to make a compromise? That is part of history and all that. I don't know. Somewhere,
I think I have problem in concluding an answer. I start with the main point, then I try to find subsidiary points, and when I'm not able to find a subsidiary point, I do not conclude it well. So I think I have to work upon that. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible. I think there might be the issues with Dr. Jaydev's internet issues. Okay.
Yes.
Till he comes back. It's good. They're good. Only thing is we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, please.
I lost my net.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want us to advise you on, Diksha?
So what should be the
Very well.
Yeah.
yes, so what should be the ideal length of the answer? Because I struggle in concluding the answers because I think that I can say more. So I try to stretch my answers a bit at the end, I feel.
No, actually, brief response you have to give, and the points which are most important in your mind should be given forward on priority. That's all. Then, if you have already conveyed it, it's not a long question answer, isn't it?
Yes.
Suppose 2-3 important things you say, and thereafter let them ask you further questions so that you elaborate further on that, because you have already cleared your mains examination. That means you're good at writing answers. So now it's only question how much you understand and how briefly you can give back.
Yes, sir.
So prioritize your response. If you think you have communicated enough, no beating around the bushes, nothing extra which is not relevant.
Okay, sir.
You take your own discretion. Here, we are sure that you can exercise your discretion in deciding which is best. When you go back after this interview, if you sit down for 5 to 10 minutes, you would realize that you would have done much better if you would have thought over it, pause for 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds, formulate your response, shoot. You'll do much better. Not that
Yes.
there is lack of depth in your understanding, but it's a question of you giving it in a hurry without prioritizing your responses, that you alone would be able to help yourself.
Yes, sir.
Not that you cannot respond much better than what you
Yes, sir.
did now.
I understand that. Yes.
Srikant sir, any advice for her?
Yeah, your good responses are good. Only thing is this is a interview. You will think it is not a debate. We should be in the we should be at the back of the mind. That is because whenever anything is there, any side has a both positive and negative sides. Yeah, yeah. And to the extent possible, we should stick to the facts.
Mm.
Yeah, opinions. If they unless they express your opinion, what is your opinion? Try to be with limited to facts. Yeah, that
Yes.
is what I think. Everyone has an opinion, but unless they specifically the board wants to know what is your opinion, that's it. Another thing, of course, many you have to brush up current events,
Yes.
the things that are happening, the days, things that are happening in the Madhya Pradesh, any important events or any incidents happening at the national level as well as this thing. And things would, of course, sometimes recent attacks in Delhi, terrorist
Yes.
attack, those it is sometimes because in history it has a links also. So many links because any incident like this, Pahalgam and
Yes.
Patankot and this. Sometimes because historically we are some we start experiencing such events more and more. There might be a, whether how we look at it, these historical events happening and all. These type of things. In this case also we should be to the extent possible we should limit to the fact rather than giving our opinions. That is
Yes, sir.
yeah. Thank you. Good luck. Otherwise you are very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I'll improve upon it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.